Hello, hi, hello. Happy week, everyone. How are you? I hope you're doing good. How was your weekend? Mine was very interesting, lots of elements. I just now came from running. I went to run a bit. It was very good. It was very refreshing. I thank God. Now we began winter officially on Friday, yeah, June 21st. But in spite of it all, God still gives us sunny days, and I was able to go and run for a bit. So, okay, I also want to thank God for friends. I want to thank God for my parents, first of all, because if it were not for them, I'm not sure what kind of friends I would have with my parents, and that's why I want to thank my parents too, because they actually taught me how to choose friends. And I want to thank God for friends. Yesterday I talked to my sister. Her name is Marielle. She's a sister. Like, we're not sisters like biologically, but otherwise we are. I want to thank God for her. We had a nice chat. We talked some important stuff. I also want to thank God for Peter. He's like one of my best friends in Trinidad and Tobago. That's a country where I was before I came here. He's also one of my best friends, and I love him very, very much. It's really nice to be able to share with those two people that are so important to me, to share with them, my top secrets, as Peter would put it. Sorry. I worked a lot as well, and today I slept till noon. I was dead tired. I worked all weekend. So anyway, but God is good, and today I want to continue with what we were talking about. Remember Ezekiel? I know it's only one verse, and there is so much to talk about. And as I was, jotting down some notes on my sticky notes, this is what we're going to talk about today. Ta-da! Ta-da! Which is not much here, in a piece of paper, but there is so much to say. I don't know if two parts, like two videos, will help. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll try to compress everything and to just get to the main points. I'm not very good at getting straight to the idea. I always do, talk about a context and then give the point, and sometimes it's not very good, but we'll try to do as much as we can today. And so let's go to work. Ezekiel chapter 16 verse 8. It tells us, when I pass by you again, remember observation part, and saw you, he notices her, God notices Israel, a boy notices a girl. Sometimes it can happen opposite, a girl notices a boy first, right? And then it says, you were at the age for love. We were talking about right timing, and today we'll talk about the following. And I spread the corner of my garment over you, and covered your nakedness. There's like so much to say. Wow. We'll start from the end. The girl is naked. Yes, in this verse here. As we see, like if we read the previous verses, we see that she is naked from, before. God notices her in everything, and he sees that there is a time for love, but she's naked and she's bruised and everything. And what he does, he covers her. He covers her nakedness. With what? With his own garment. It has a big and deep spiritual implication for salvation. God using himself as a shield for us and saving us and giving of himself, for us and everything. But I think there's lots of parallelism with God, his work with us, and about relationships. Maybe even relationships help us understand more the dynamic of God with us. Now, The girl is naked. We were saying being able to be naked. What is being naked? Is being exposed, right? In this sense of relationships, we're talking about exposing one's soul, being vulnerable to each other, right? Now, it's interesting that there is no intimacy here. It's just vulnerability. Intimacy without vulnerability is not very good. That's why sex is best in the context of marriage, because there is vulnerability, but at the same time there is intimacy and commitment. So, but still, in relationships, we have to be somehow vulnerable. I see couples that they don't even have the enough trust of telling each other, well, I don't like this thing about you. You know what you do? It bothers me. I don't like this. I would prefer this. Maybe we should try that. They don't have that trust. And here the girl is vulnerable to him. And we'll talk about her being brute and everything too, But the girl is vulnerable to him, to God, and God notices that. Now, how do we become vulnerable? I won't be vulnerable to a person I just met. Never, ever in my life. Because I don't know the person. Vulnerability grows out of trust, out of feeling loved. If I cultivate a friendship, and I say, goodness, I can trust in that person. I feel appreciated. I will open myself more and more. I won't tell my top secrets to strangers, but rather to best friends, to my sister Marielle, right? To Peter, to Sarah, to other people, to close friends. Yes, we're vulnerable to those people. Why I'm vulnerable to them? Because I feel that I can trust them, because I know they love me, they care for me. And that is the environment that we should look for in a relationship. There must be trust. And that gives no space for jealousy, for example. Yes? So being vulnerable. Now, she is vulnerable to him, the verse, and what does God do? Does he take advantage of it? Does he plays about with her? Does he flirt with her and just leave her? Does he even flirt with her at all? No. What he does, it says here, I spread the corner of my garment over you and covered your nakedness. He takes charge of the situation. It wasn't his fault. She's naked, she's bruised, she's hurt. But he loves her. And he sees that she's ready. And he says, you know what? I like this girl. I know she's been tormented and everything. But I see she's ready somehow. And she needs somebody to take care of her. I want to be that person. So he comes to her. That's the first thing that we see, something physical going on, He comes near her. Up to now, he was just there standing by and looking and observing. But now he comes near her, and he doesn't even touch her. He covers her with his garment. He gives of himself to her. What he does, he covers her nakedness. What does it mean? With his own garment, with his resources that he's having, he helps her in her needs. You can't help somebody with something that you yourself don't have. If you don't feel loved, you can't give love. You have to have love in yourself in order to give love. You can't just go looking for love when you have to give some. And same with the word of God. You can't just go about preaching something that you don't understand, that you don't live, or you don't believe, or you're not full of. We can't give something that we don't have. So we have to be prepared. Relationships is about sharing, we said, about responsibility, about giving. We have to be prepared. you know? So let's prepare ourselves. How do we prepare ourselves? We learn more about life. We learn more about God. We learn about each other. If there are some defects of our character, we try to improve them. We look for guidance. We look for counseling. If I have a personal problem, if I've been through traumas, as we were saying the other day, we have to work in it. Because if I'm supposed, to be a helpmate for my future partner, for my future husband, I have to be okay in order to be that helpmate that he needs. And same for guys. Guys, you want to protect a girl for the rest of your life? How will you be able to protect her if you yourself are not safe with yourself? If you have problems of your own? Two people with problems won't make a couple without problems. Two hurt people won't heal each other. We can understand each other. If both of us, if I and my partner are hurt, I can understand him more, he can understand me more. But we won't be able to solve each other's problems. Or help solve each other's problems. No, we won't. We have to be ready from before. Okay? So here this guy, he covers her needs with what he has. He has some garment, he covers her with his garment. You have love, you can give love. You have hope, you can give hope. You can't give something that you don't have. And it's very nice because what he does here is that, well, here we see that he doesn't do anything wrong, Like here we see just respect. And that's a very important principle. Respect is a basis for every relationship. If I don't respect my flatmate, we won't be having a good relationship. If I don't respect my brother, my sister, my parents, my boyfriend, I won't be having good relationships. Yes? So we have to have respect. And here the guy, or in this case it's God, but the guy is showing the girl respect. Not just going about and playing with her feelings, but respecting her, covering her needs with what he can, with what he has, which is far more than enough for her. Another thing is dignity. Our relationship must conserve both parties' dignities. We are all individuals, and we can't afford to be with somebody who doesn't let us be ourselves. We have a dignity, we have individuality, we're unique. We are all unique, And we need somebody to respect our uniqueness and love us for our uniqueness too. Myself, I've always been into relationships that, goodness, I like this guy, he's great, but I know he can be better, and I want to help him become a better person. No, that was wrong. You know why? Because they're unique that way. If they change, they have to change for themselves, not for me or for the sake of our relationship. And at the same time, I have to love them for their uniqueness, for themselves, for who they are. So always look for somebody whom you can feel yourself with. And you have to like them the way they are, and thank goodness, if she or he never changes the way they are, that's still good, that's still okay. I can still survive, I can still take that. But there must be something like that. Yes. It's very important.